Okay, so let's discuss about the conditions. So you know very well, I'm going to remove this one. So conditions give you the functionality. Which functionality? So let's suppose if you are saying your code is going to decide what to do, then you have to use the conditions. We know very well about the operators like greater than, equals to, less than. We have already discussed about these operators in our previous video. Okay, now we are going to use these operators in if statements. Okay, so I'm saying integer, make it simple, a equals to 10, b equals to 10. Make sure this is the assignment operator. We forgot this one in previous video, but this is the assignment operator. We're gonna discuss about some other kind of operators in our later videos. But for now, this is the assignment operator. That means you are assigning the value 10 in A, 20 in B. Or if you talk about the technical things, you are declaring the variables and you are initializing the value. Okay, so now if you are saying if, and now this is the syntax, you have to use the if, two braces and two curly braces like this, and your code here. That means you are going to execute the code here. One line of code or 50 lines of code. It depends on your requirements. But for now, if I'm saying one, let's see what happens. I'm saying one, printf, I'm saying working. Working. So let's execute the program. It always says working. Why? Because this is the one. This is the two conditions. So you have to give the condition here. Condition here. Which conditions? So let's suppose a equals to b. So this is a single conditions. A less than b. This is another condition. A less than equals to b. Single conditions, but another conditions. Greater than b. Not equals to b. Or equals to b. That means you are saying you are checking the equality. A equals to b. You have 10 in a variables, 20 in b variables. So these are not equal. So that's why the system return you the false. How? If you just copy and paste this value here, and you are saying person D, and now I'm saying 1 for now. Run. As you can see, it's saying 0. Why? Because this is not equal. So that's why the system always return the 0. So let's suppose if I'm saying A less than B, you have 10 in A, 20 in B. So this is the true statement or condition. The system always return you the 1. So that's why if you are using the conditions A less than B and you are printing A or B, it depends on you. So let's suppose A, also person D, if you want to print the B also. But for now, we are printing only a single value, A. You can also say A plus B. For now, I'm saying A plus B. Both are the integer values. So that's why I'm using the specifiers, which is the D. Okay. So now A less than B, as you can see, it's saying 30. So now your code is deciding what to do. So if this condition is true, then you are executing a single line of code. So this is the single line of code. You can write multiple lines of code like this one. So this is the two lines. If you are saying 3 lines, that means you are printing 3 times when the condition is true. When the condition is true, printing 3 times. So let's execute the program. Make sure big slash n to start with a new line. Big slash n. Now 30, 30, 30. Fine. So this is the if. If always executed a block of code, which block of code? So this is the block of code inside these two curly braces when the condition is true. If the condition is false, that means if you are saying greater than, so this is the condition which is the false. Now, if you run this program, nothing is happening. Nothing is showing. Why? Because this block of code is not executing. If I'm saying printf hello world or anything, I'm saying %d after this statement a plus b, now only this block of code, sorry, not block of code, this statement executed when you, so as you can see it's saying 30, even though I'm saying hi baby, so you can easily understand. So this is hi ab as it is. Now what happens if you are saying if this condition is false, then I want to execute a block of code, then you have to use else statement. Else statement. Now I'm saying printf whatever you are saying else block, else block. For now I'm saying else block. Now execute the program. It's saying else block. That means this block of code is working. So whatever statements you are giving, you are writing here will be executed. So let's suppose if you are saying you have two variables here and you are going to multiply these two ones. So I'm saying person d big slash n. I'm saying multiply, which is the static sign, multiply. So now execute this block of code. So as you can see, 200 result. If you say minus a minus b, execute the program. So you have the minus 10 value. Why? Because you have 20 in the b, 10 in the a. So you are saying a minus b, 10 minus 20. So you have the minus 20 result. So this is the if block. If block always executed when the condition is true. Otherwise, the default block known as else block always executed. So now in this statement, this condition is false. So that's why this block of code is not executed by the compiler. The compiler always executing the else block. So this is the else block. Sometimes you use the else if, like else if you have two conditions. Same thing here, like this. You are saying this one a greater than b, which is the false conditions, or I'm saying a equals to or a less than b. I know according to the statements, this is the true conditions. So I'm saying printf %d. So this is the %d a multiplied by b, or whatever block of code you are writing, it's up to you. So in this case, according to the statements, which block is executed? Just tell me. Just think about it. As you can see, our editor showing us that this block is not going to execute it because it's not highlighting this one. It's not highlighting this one. It's highlighting this one. Our editor is telling us. So now if you execute, run this program, you have a multiply by 200. So if I'm saying here else if block, let's suppose else if block. Now once again else if block. So in this way, this if, else if, and else run. So this is the conditions. Your code is defining what to do or what is not to do, or what are the conditions or statements you have. Make sure you have the one condition here. You may have more than two conditions, three conditions, four conditions. So recall that we have the logical operators. Here we have OR operator. I'm saying A equals to B. I'm saying check if A greater than B, which is false. We know very well about it. Or check A equals to B. Both conditions are false. Or always work if one of the condition is true from the statement. So in this case, both are false. So that's why we receive the zero. Why this condition is false? This condition is false. We always receive the zero. Let's try it. I'm saying printf. Now I'm saying person D, and I'm writing this one, this condition. And I'm going to remove the whole code. Now execute the program. You have the zero because both conditions are false. Okay, so if I'm using another condition like or less than b, so now as you can see, this condition is false, this condition is false, this condition is true. So you will have the result 1. So this is the result 1. The system return the value 1 because system is saying that from these conditions you have one condition is true. That means the or always work whenever you have a single condition is true or some other conditions are false. It depends on you. So if this condition is also true, this condition is also true, this condition is also true, you will return the 1. If this condition is false, false, and this is true, you will have the 1. If all the conditions are false, you will have the 0. So this is the OR operator. Let's talk about the AND operator. So let's suppose you are saying that you have A less than B and this is the AND operator, A greater than B. You have both conditions, A less than B, A greater than B. You will have the 0. Let's try it. Have the 0. So this is the 0. How? Because AND condition always work whenever you have the all conditions are true. This condition is true, fine, but this condition is false. So that's why you will have the result 0. So let's suppose if you are saying A less than 0, so these are the two conditions. A less than B is true conditions. If you talk about the equal sign, A equals to B, it's not true, it's false. But A less than B is true. So now let's try it. You will have the 1. As you can see, you will have the 1. So in this way, the AND operators works. So let's do it again and check this with if else conditions. I'm saying this one and so you have if condition, this block of code, you have else conditions, this block of code. Make sure if you want to write the program, you have to use the curly braces. So this is the block of code from here to here. One line of code, two line of code. Let's try it. A is greater than B. So that means this condition is true. This condition return the true to if, and if decide the block of code executed. So since we are receiving the 1, so that's why we are printing this one. So if you change the value from this and run the program, you will have B is greater than A, B is greater than A. This code is executed by C compiler. This is not. Why? Because this condition is returning the false. So that's why. If you are saying 0, always else executed. So as you can see, if you are saying 1, always if executed. So as you can see, if. You are writing directly 1 or 0, but conditions always return according to the condition. A greater than B, A less than B, or any logic you have. So in this way, the if and also the else work.